Everyone needs to understand that Shorekeeper is so broken. If you don't know anything about her, then this video will discuss and help you understand what she does, including how to build her regarding her best rectifiers, echoes, teamcomps, and sequence nodes. So like I said, she is a rectifier user like Verena, and her signature Stellar Symphony will be her best in slot. It's a very strong and universal weapon, providing the most energy regen, a team-wide attack buff, and good concerto regen. Shorekeeper's free-to-play best in slot will be Variation. It gives the second most energy regen and concerto regen. Unfortunately, those are her only good options. You could use Rectifier 25 or even the 3-star Rectifier of Voyager, but they will perform a lot worse, so try and get copies of Variation, and if you can, get it to S5. It performs pretty close to her signature. Now moving on to Shorekeeper's best Echo setup, she is a support healer, so put the healing set on her. She does not use or want anything else. Yes, you can use Moonlit if she's on a team where no one else has it, like Encore or Changli, for example, but it's just not going to be better. So undisputable best in slot is the healing set. Her ideal main Echo will either be the Bell Turtle, which you can pre-farm for, or the new Fallacy of No Return enemy, which will be added soon. Honestly, Fallacy will be better, so use the turtle just as a placeholder. With a cost spread of 4-3-3-1-1, Shorekeeper's main stats should be healing bonus, energy regen, or HP percent for both 3 costs, and HP percent for both 1 costs. She only needs energy regen and HP. Now for her substats, the most important thing is that Shorekeeper needs 250% energy regen to fully utilize all her buffs. So she gains 100% naturally, and through her kit, she gains 10% more. So through main stats, substats, and weapons, you need a total of 140%. Assuming you're using S1 variation, you gain 51.8. 3 costs give you 32% from their main stat, and a substat can give you anywhere from 6.8% to 12.4. So of course, it's entirely possible to not have to run double energy regen, but most likely you will. So again, energy regen is the priority, then HP percent, and flat HP is next. No other substat really matters. Onto Shorekeeper's team comps, it's pretty straightforward. She is a support character, so she can literally be used anywhere. Her Liberation provides crit, which every DPS character needs. She has the same 15% damage amp as Verena during her outro skill. Her healing is insane. She can revive teammates. She can allow dodge counters when someone gets hit. Overall, Shorekeeper will be the best in slot support for every team comp out there. Jinxi Zheji, Zhangliao Yinlin, Encore Changli, GN Mortefi, even Havoc Rover and Dan Jin. A little bonus for Havoc Rover, Shorekeeper's inherent skill not only gives herself 10% energy regen, but also 10% to Rover if they're on the same team, which is nice. But yeah, overall, she's nasty. Use them on every team comp if you can. Now, the final section, sequence nodes. So her S1 Unspoken Conjecture allows her Liberation to gain the following effects. Effective range and its effects are increased by 150%. The effective range of her ult is increased by 150%, which is nice, but the area is already pretty large. The duration is extended by 10 seconds, which is really nice. And casting Shorekeeper's intro no longer ends the field, which works in tandem with the 10-second extension. Overall, a pretty decent team-wide DPS increase. S2, when Shorekeeper ults and gains that first stage outer stellar realm, it increases the attack percent of all team members by 40%, which is insane, because it also stacks with the other buffs during her other stages of her ult. It's one of her strongest sequence nodes for sure. S3, when she ults, she gains 20 concerto energy, and this can occur every 25 seconds. I guess it speeds up rotations, but it doesn't buff anything too much. S4, when she casts her skill, she gains 70% additional healing bonus. Honestly, this is pretty bad. It's great for her healing, but her healing was already good enough, so it's not really great. S5, it's probably her worst one. It extends the range of her pulling effects for basic 3 by 50% and her forte by 30%. So in pretty much every situation, Shorekeeper's grouping won't change much. Considering you have to pull her 6 times just to get this, it's insane, and you should only have it if you're going all the way to S6. Speaking of which, it's of course her best sequence node. So her intro skill damage multiplier is increased by 42%, and casting it increases Shorekeeper's own crit damage by 500%, which is completely mind-blowing. At this point, I guess you can build her as a DPS, in which case, use the Spectro set, use Yinlin's signature, and she'll do insane damage. So if you're still on the fence of whether or not you should pull Shorekeeper, just know that she will most definitely be an account upgrade for anyone, and provides a ton of comfort if you find yourself struggling with the hardest content in the game.